The first stage is identify. In this stage, the coach will come into the teacher's room and take video. The teacher and the coach will then watch the video independently. And finally, the teacher and the coach will get together and have a conversation in which the coach and the teacher collaboratively set a goal that will help improve student learning.
The start of the 2016-17 school year, so it's been a couple of years. It's a mix of emotions. I'm feeling pretty excited about getting back to the classroom because I love teaching, but I'm also nervous because it's been a while since I've actually delivered a lesson, or at least a full lesson on my own in any way. All right, so we do have a warm-up up on the board. Go ahead and get yourself started on that if you haven't already. Tanya was nice enough to hand everybody a paper already. Yeah, thank you again. It's interesting because watching the video made me realize that it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. It's still not to my standards, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I had imagined it.
So, after you look at the video, if you had to kind of rate yourself, 1 to 10 scale, 1 being atrocious, 10 being the best thing you've ever taught, where would you rate that particular lesson?
6.
So you're talking about changing the questions. You're talking about how you're moving around the room. You're talking about the length of time it took. But I'm not hearing you talk about what the students would be doing differently. What would it look like that students should be doing differently in order to be closer to a 10?
So one of the procedures that was already set up in the classroom, when the students work on the warm-up, they're typically working on a scrap piece of paper. And what happens to that paper afterwards is a bit of a mystery, which actually stops them, the students, from being able to look at their notes from the previous day or their work from the previous day on a warm-up as a reference. So having a system in place for the students to be able to do that, to reference past work, and seeing them take a look at their past work would be a huge advantage or a huge improvement in the process. Students, I know typically I do now is supposed to be pretty independent work, but I also like a loud classroom. So having kids converse more about the problems they're working on, try and activate thinking in each other's problem solving would be something I'd be looking for.
All right, number 2. Did anybody get a solution for this one? No? Okay. So if we didn't get a solution, tell me what threw you off on this question. Which piece confused you? Okay, did everybody in agreement with Brindley on this one? That not Brindley, Sheka, sorry. Name tags threw me off. Is everybody in agreement that half really threw you off? Okay. Tanae, I think I saw something interesting on yours, though. How did you approach it?
So you're looking at saying, all right, in order to measure this change in my classroom, I want at least 5 days where, when sitting with a different group of students, they are talking on task at least 70% of the time during the warm-up. Do you want that to be your goal?
Sounds pretty good.
Okay. If you could achieve that goal, how do you think it would change your students' learning?
I feel like they'd have a lot more ownership over it. They would be much more engaged in the actual content and the material, because now it's about them. It's not about me standing up there talking to them about this problem. It's actually them having the conversations with each other.
Okay.
this has been a very eye-opening experience for me. Mostly because I'll admit the most nerve-wracking part of this whole experience for me from the teacher side was not the video piece. And that's because I've done that before. But I didn't do it in the right way, it seems, because I was trying to do it myself. Having a coach working with me really helped me refine what it is that I need to do in order to help the students, as opposed to focusing on me, because I'm not supposed to be the focus of the classroom. It's supposed to be all about the student learning. I think that's probably the biggest change for me, understanding that really understanding what it is I'm looking for, and having a coach walk me through it at this point is huge.
The second stage is the learn stage. In this portion of the coaching cycle, the coach and the teacher, or coaches, and the teacher will make sure that the teacher understands the strategy. So we'll utilize things like checklists and strategies like modeling, so that the teacher can actually see the strategy in action. So that'll be in the room with students, or possibly in the room without students, just the teacher and the coach or coaches at the same time, or possibly even co-teaching.
And the third stage is improve. This is when the teacher tries it on their own. The coach will come back in to take another video, and the coach and the teacher then can look at that video again, either independently or together, to figure out whether or not the students met the goal that the coach and the teacher set during the first stage.